Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, back working on Angus. Working on the LS, pulling off some manifolds and putting on a new oil pan and some other little odds and ends I need to get this thing done to get it running. Stick around and we'll see where we get to. So yeah, when you're heating these things up, make sure to get them nice and hot. Don't burn your hands. Nope. I'm gonna round off those threads. Once I get through all these, taking them off with the torch, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to take this one off. The back one's already busted off. I'm left with a stud inside there. I'll show you how to take that out as well. Well, passenger side didn't fare so well. Rounded that one, rounded that one. That one came off. There. That guy, nope. That guy, nope. That one, snapped. So, plan B. Plan B. I always have extra nuts on hand that I just can utilize. Have a whole big old bag of them. Actually getting low. For situations like this, what we're going to do is we're going to take this here nut and we're going to weld it on that there stud. And then we're going to be able to whoop. Yeah. We're going to try that and we're going to go ahead and see what that does. So, what you want to do, a little bit of water, is make sure, get yourself a good ground. And you want to clean up the studs that you're going to be welding on. Of course, my little zip zip with the little poker doodad on it works well. And once you get those all nice and cleaned up and you got yourself a ground out, put a nut on there and weld it up. I'm going to clean these up and then be back. Okay, get some pliers, get your little nut. This is a 14 mil 9/16. And when you got your needle and those pliers, what you're going to want to do is put it in there like so. See if I can do this one-handed. Your nut, slip it on where you're going to be welding on the stud, and go ahead and just weld it on. And the theory is, the hotter you get it with the weld, try to break it off as quick as you can. So go ahead and weld it on and pop it off because the heat is going to penetrate through and break all the rust and everything off. So make sure to have your socket set ready to go to pop off the first one when you get it on there. And it breaks off like that. Do it again. Be back. Well, I guess when it fails, zip! So plan C, subsection F, bolt. Welding a bolt to the stud. Got one. One's unfortunately I tried to zip off. Didn't work. Kind of sliced a nice little slice in the manifold there. So whether or not I can weld it up, I don't know. Right now I'm just worried about getting this side off. So, show you what I got. Grab on your plier. Beep boopin' boppin' bop-a-doop. Get her about straight lined up because you want her straight and lined up. Just tack weld it on first. Nice little, when the welder's on. Come on now. So once you get it tack welded on, go ahead and really penetrate in it. Top side, back side, front side, every side you can do. Once you get that, get the trusty size it is. See if it's going to come off. Well, I might keep breaking these off. Other side. I'll let that cool off because I'm twisting the nut like licorice. So now that it's cooled off, coming off. Well, golly, that was a pain in the butt. That's only one side. I still got to finish drilling out these front ones that I zipped because I'm an idiot. Be back. So I got it off. Took the good old crowbar and went in there and went, hi-ya! And it tink fell off. Unfortunately, I had to snap off the dipstick tube because it was seasoned there as well, as you can imagine. So, I'm already planning on putting a Camaro oil pan on here. Fix that when I get in there. Also, you can see I got the last remaining studs out of there. Had to zing off what I welded on from the older ones. Alright guys, now you can see that I got these bolts welded to the exhaust studs, and you can see they took pretty good weld all the way around them to get them out. I'm just backing them off really quick. They came out relatively easy, so lesson learned. Yep, after some further inspection, drained the oil, and I wasn't too happy with the shavings that were on the magnetic oil plug. So got all the accessories ripped off of it so far. Taking off the oil pan right now. Valley cover is going to be coming off here soon. I just had some junk up there in the knock sensors you can't really see, but I want to tip it over, get all that out before I opened it up. But yeah, I'm going to be pulling the oil pan off and inspecting the inside of this. Alright, so that's off. Apparently if the crank ends in 216, which mine does, it is a 5.3. If it ends in 482, that is a 4.8. So that's good to know, good to confirm that that's what this is. I'm going to count the cam gear, sprocket, crank, sensor, that thing right there. I'm going to count the teeth on it and then figure all that out because that's got some magical code that you put in the internet and it tells you some more stuff. Yeah, yeah, right there. cam sensor. So I'm gonna get after it here, get some lunch. I'm hungry. Go from there. Well, here's what I got. Got it all kind of hosed down and cleaned up, inspected. Everything looks okay for right now, I guess. Got the oil pan popped off. Got this little cover in here. Look at this sludge. That's what happens when you don't change your oil. That is gross. So definitely gonna go through, clean everything up, get all this crap out of here. See if I see anything unusual. Now I got I did get the motor all, like I mentioned, sprayed down. You want to put some oil just on the moving parts, just to keep it from going nasty. Just inspect anything, see if I see anything major. If I don't, basically just going to throw it back together and call it a day and just drive it. So we'll see, but this is where I'm at. Well, there it is, taped off. Kind of did some cleanup, put away, painted the pulley while I was at it. Both sides are done. Yeah, not bad. Have some engine swap brackets for my CT I'm going to put on. Have a shallow oil pan I'm going to throw on here. So I'm going to start with these brackets. Really cheap, really nice quality. Billet, really lightweight, relatively inexpensive. Got them off Amazon. They're kind of a universal kit for any small block Chevy to LS engine swap. Pretty straightforward instructions. Really cheap off Marketplace, Amazon. Well labeled. This one's D, driver's side. Got many little slots. Some really nice hardware that comes with it too. So pretty self-explanatory on the instructions. Driver's side, you want to make sure it's like this. Of course, we're upside down, so we're gonna pop it on this side over here. And it looks like you need the flat washers, which they're 10 mil by 20, to put on there. Pretty simple. So let's get after it. Kind of cut and dry. It's got these, like I said, Allen flats on there. I'm going to take some Loctite and I'm going to drizzle it in the holes. We don't want to have these come off on us when we're doing all the torque. So I don't know what the specs are for Loctite, so I'm just going to go ahead and load it up, because why not? Again, we're upside down, so we want to make sure and put it the right side upside down ish, or something like that. Flat one, put that one in there. Go ahead, put her in there. You get them all threaded up. This one I struggled hand tightening a little bit. You just want to make sure you're not cross threading as you're putting them in. Cross threading would be bad, especially on an engine block. The rest of them are pretty simple. They just kind of screw on here. Torque. There. So there's passenger side installed, same way as the driver's side. I just threw the bolts for the motor mounts in there just so I don't lose them. So the next thing we're going to do is remove all this tape, because we got an oil pan to throw on there. As you can see, it is kind of dried. I went through and cleaned out most of it that I could with all the nastiness. So once we get it all put back together, we're going to have to do some kind of a pre-lube in there just so we're not starting this guy up and it being all, you know, clackety clackety, clunkety clunkety. So when I went through, I just taped off everything. I used a wire wheel and just scrubbed the side of it. You can see over the light just a little bit better. All I wanted was a black, and I had a high temp black, so I just sprayed that. I didn't spray the heads. Figured I'd clean those up with some cleaner here after I get everything assembled back together, but black is just black for right now. Good enough for me. Good time if you are in here, you want to count your reluctor. I think that's a reluctor gear. Whatever this is, or your cam sensor over here. You can count that, see which one you got. Alright, so new wind tray. Pretty nice. It's gonna seat right on. Usually they have a front and back, but if not, just make sure you have that towards your pickup. It's all new hardware. It's kind of nice. Right yonder. And new oil pickup tube. Difference between this one and where the hell's the stock one at? The stock one here. You can see it's got a little tab right there. It's kind of loose for holding it down. This one on the new one is welded solid on there. A little bit more stable. And I guess they do make some aftermarket ones because there's 2 spots to bolt it down in there in the pickup on your oil pump. But this one's welded, so it should work out pretty well. They also have 2 different gaskets on it. So this one came with the black one. So that's the one I'm going to use. The original one was the green one that was in there. And I guess there's a difference on them, but what it is, I couldn't tell you. I'm guessing that it's got a taper on it, and this one doesn't. So this one's the one that's on there. We're just going to use that one and put that with all those other pieces. So I kind of jumped a little bit ahead of myself here and started getting the pickup tube put in there and bolted on, and I noticed that this one's not going to be able to get tightened up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, get these pre-threaded. This one's not going to get a nut put on it. This one's not going to get a nut put on it yet. So you go ahead and torque these down 19 foot-pounds, something like that. Torqued, 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 torqued. Go ahead and get this on there. Make sure to get some Earl on your seal here. This looks like some good stuff to use. We'll go ahead and use some Lucas. Why not? That's what I got on the shelf. Make sure it seats in there right. Well, what the crap? Maybe I do use the other one. That's gonna stink. Oh, okay. Lesson learned, use the green one because that one fits well and that was what's in there and didn't have to fight it. So go ahead and lube this one up again. Nine foot-pounds. Cool. Get on there. Okay, get your last two to put on there. Wow, that's not good. Why would you be like that? That's not very nice. That is not nice at all. Oh. Sometimes you gotta help it. Torqued, 19. Torqued, 19. Oil pickup tube is on there. Solid, solid, solid. So now what? Let's go figure it out. Okay, so you come this far, you got a new gasket in it. Got a ton of gasket maker that came with the kit. I'm gonna go ahead and put a thin bead on along the where the oil pan's gonna go on, where the bolts would be. Make sure to clean up any excessive stuff, follow directions on this, whatever else. We're gonna do that, put it on, we'll put another layer on top of the gasket itself, and then we'll drop the oil pan on, put all the new bolts on it that come with it, snug those down, let this dry 24 hours and go from there. Clean, dry, yep, yeet. I'll just start in one spot. If the hole's not big enough, make it bigger. Yeet. Shallow oil pan. Make sure to fish the pickup tube through your baffle here. And carefully set her on there, like so. So the new hardware that came, you got the big bolts that are for the back side, obviously for back here. So I'll just show you, these back ones were kind of difficult, so what I did was took my little pick and I kind of just lined it up with the hole. Is that missing one? Oh my gosh. I think that's even missing it. But I just went through, straightened it up, and kind of adjusted it over. Looks like we're going to have an extra one that's not drilled in there. Interesting. Cool. Okay, so it's back on there. I got it all snugged down around. This one is missing. Looking at the old one, the third one over, 1, 2, 3 is blanked. So 1, 2, 3, this one is going to be blanked. That's fine. Went through, kind of wiped up some stuff. Kind of left the front. I'm not really too worried about that. It's going to be not seen anyway. And yeah. So that's it. It's on there. Extra hardware you got is this. I just threw it in the side right here. That's for the, gonna be for the dipstick tube and to hold that on. I haven't put that in yet because I want to make sure to get this in the truck without the manifolds on, and then I'll put the dipstick tube in. So there it is. One oil pan and engine brackets on there. Pretty productive few couple days. Hope you guys enjoyed. Learning experience for me. I do need to get all new sensors, I think. The ones I pulled out of it are pretty... Well, let me just show you. That's the top knock sensors. So, I don't know. Just gonna replace all the sensors while I'm at it and go from there, but that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. See ya.